Yeah, Chuck, let me get off the phone. You're on the wrong phone. I Chuck, quit calling me on this phone.
No, you ain't tell me that. All right, I'll take it, man. What you want to do with these guys? You want to put them in the room?
Take them to the house and then call them when they get to mine.
I already got me already, boss.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to tell you, but I got this motherfucker stuffed like a motherfucking baked potato.
Do what you gotta do. Get out the here so we can breathe. But being humble, man. Humble got me fucked over.
Everybody moved like brothers, and then everybody from different places. Milwaukee, St. Louis, Detroit, Texas, Atlanta, Cali, you know what I'm saying, Florida. We got people from everywhere, and everybody move as one. Everybody is prospering in some kind of way, in their own way. Every man plays his own role, and everything starts with the leader. I'm a good leader, so I got good people that follow. You know what I'm saying? It's simple.
The Black Mafia Family was an ambition 20 years in the making, arising from the hard streets of Detroit. Meech and Terry got into the drug game for one simple reason. They no longer wanted to be poor. By the late 80s, Meech and Terry led a small drug ring, peddling crack cocaine at local high schools.
And that's not to say that everyone who lives in these neighborhoods buys into a criminal lifestyle. But in a lot of these neighborhoods where money's scarce, opportunity is scarce, most of those people, if you called them on it and said, how can you allow this stuff to happen right outside of your home? Most of them would turn around and say to you, well, how can you criticize me for this when I have nothing?
Terry and Demetrius Flenory grew up in the hard-scrabble area of southwest Detroit, right up against the cities of Ecorse and River Rouge. Very blue-collar, tough area. And they grew up on a dead-end street, 1555 South Edsel, a gray, nondescript home at the end of the street.
You know, Meech had told me the gas would get turned off in the winter, they'd have no heat, you know, and he watched his parents who worked have to struggle through that. I mean, he told me straight up, he's like, yeah, a job at McDonald's wasn't gonna cut it. I learned that. There was another route for me. He's very unapologetic about that.
You get the Flenorys back in the 80s, you get a couple guys who are kind of independent traffickers out there moving kilos and making a buck, but they don't have this monstrous organization and don't have the leadership skills and aren't as charismatic as they are in 2000.
You have reached the Sprint voice mailbox of 6331. To leave a voice message, press 1 or just wait for the tone.
White boy, SOS, she left me in the jungle, man. It's the jungle out here, man.
If you are satisfied with your message, press 1. To listen to your message.
The Flenory brothers were on DEA's and IRS's and other law enforcement agencies' radar for quite some time.
The Detroit DEA, headed by case agent Bob Bell, had been investigating another drug trafficking crew called the Puritan Avenue Boys.
In fact, Demetrius Flenory was arrested along with a Colombian in Detroit back in 1994. However, there wasn't enough evidence to charge him. So there was information out there for years about the legend and the prowess of the Flenory brothers. They had become too big and too prolific, and it needed to be investigated.
I know they watch. I know they watch. I know they watch. I know they watch. I know they watch.
In a complex case like BMF and tracking down the two brothers, there were numerous vital steps that the DEA took that enabled them to put together a case that stands close to 10 years and involved the efforts of numerous branches of local and federal law enforcement.
And it was a logistical nightmare, and the only way we were successful was by working together with our DEA counterparts, IRS counterparts, and other law enforcement counterparts all over the country.
As far as nationwide investigations, this is, the biggest one I've ever been involved with.
And we built that relationship up, built up trust, and we shared information seamlessly.
My job is putting pieces of a puzzle together.
A huge organization that's stretched across the whole United States. You just don't put that together in one day. It takes a lot of time, a lot of man-hour, a lot of cooperation with all the federal agencies and local PDs.
If at any time any law enforcement wanted to take down their part of the case, this case would not have ripened to its fullest extent.
With the constant threat of law enforcement, snitching, and violence, Meech and Terry needed unwavering loyalty from their crew. Meech's natural generosity was the greatest reinforcement.
It don't make no difference if you the maid or if you the motherfucking bodyguard. Everybody get extras around here, fringe benefits.
I'm driving this tonight. Niggas gonna be like, who is that? That's Blue with the GT Cool.
Anything that you can do to engender loyalty is going to work in your favor. Companies and corporations do it through incentive programs and bonusing. In the criminal underworld, people do it through relationships.
Hello? Going up, though. Going up, though.
Now I just call and let you know, man. Pulled over in my truck for about 2-3 hours now, man.
That's crazy, but that's the type of shit they do, though.
They ain't find nothing in the truck. They ain't said shit about the tinted windows, but they claim that they smell marijuana in my truck, and I don't even smoke in my truck.
That's terrible, that's terrible. But it ain't nothing in there, so they feel like dickheads.
No, what I'm saying is, they didn't smell no weed in there. I do not smoke in that truck at all, B, is what I'm saying, period.
They just want to live, they just probably want to be all on it, because the truck new and the car old, all that shit look new for a young nigga. And probably ain't none of that shit in their name. That's why they do all that shit.
Yeah, they talking crazy, ain't they?
They talking crazy.
I'll rap with you in a minute.
If you got a robbing ass boss, then you're gonna be a robbing ass crew. If you got a real boss who know how to sacrifice and take the bad along with the good and show his crew know how to be men, then this what you get. Everybody shining like new money.
Another thing they would do is to build loyalty amongst its members by actually putting family members of defendants, organization members, on a stipend. In fact, one recorded call, Terry was talking to a defendant who was getting ready to go in for to serve his sentence. Terry offered to pay Benjamin Johnson's wife about $6,000 a month while he was away. $72,000 a year tax-free isn't bad to get by on.
They really produce loyalty through reward rather than through the threat of punishment.
Their organization gave notoriety to people who felt they were part of something exciting and important.
They were very generous with those around them. They provided a lifestyle. A lot of time was spent at clubs. There were a lot of women around. You know, a lot of these guys on the lower level, when they were part of this particular group, BMF, they had status when they walked through the door.
Where's the Black Mafia Family at in this motherfucker?
In BMF, if there wasn't a written code, there was definitely a spoken one. They were all brothers. They all moved together. Meech preached that jealousy, envy, or the distraction of women among the crew members was not welcome at all.
We don't fall out over no girls. We hit them all. They hit my hoes, I hit they hoes. The ones that don't want to be shared, then that's your own personal one. Other than that, then we ain't falling out over no hoes.
From the onset, Meech and Terry proved to be resourceful business partners capable of capitalizing on every opportunity. When Terry was younger, he was a bystander to a shootout, and his right eye was grazed by a stray bullet. Doctors botched the surgery, and he was awarded a cash settlement, so he used that money to establish a legitimate sedan service in Detroit. The sedan service not only provided a legitimate front to wash the drug money, it provided a discreet method to transport large quantities of drugs.
But that actually became sort of the skeleton of much more advanced fleet of vehicles that would eventually move thousands of kilos of cocaine across the country.
Yeah. Hey, boss. Did the black car get there yet?
No, the black car, no, it's not, but the gray one left yesterday.
All right, that's good. Ask Lou, do they want to go home or do they want to get in the black car when they get there?
He said he'd rather go home. He said he got some things they got to take care of.
All right. I got him to go home while I have Papa take care of him.